Welcome to HBD Sports. It's Wednesday, it's money, it's Clyde. We're gonna talk some wrestling, baby. You ready, brother?
I'm ready, baby. Load it, gun it, shoot it.
Let's get it in today. How you doing today, brother?
Pretty good, man. The morning was okay, and then you came on with the voice of the generation, so it's a lot better after that, brother.
Voice of the voiceless, brother. You can do the math. Yeah, man.
Is that a shout out to Neville? I think.
Shout out to Neville, man. One of the coolest promos there ever. Yeah, definitely. Hey, man, so lots to get into today. I guess we'll hop right into this. We got some SmackDown news to touch on, a little bit of results from last night. I got a little bit of AEW news today, too, some cool quotes from Kenny Omega on like how AEW is different than WCW. Big WWE star was evidently injured Monday night. We're going to touch on that. Another WWE star gave a farewell Monday night after the show. What? Yeah, we're going to touch on that also. Kofi Mania is official. And also we're going to touch on what The Miz thinks about his Cleveland Browns now that they've acquired Odell Beckham Jr. So you ready to hop into all that, brother?
Yeah, let's hop on like a frog, baby. Hoppity hop hop.
Hippity hop hop. But before we do, why don't you be so kind as to tell the people what's going to happen if this show, this channel, this podcast, baby, is lucky enough to hit 1,000 subscribers?
Well, we're going to take Dave, and we're going to put him in a genuine Elvis suit, and then you're just going to lay me out with a guitar. No headshot, so I'm already crazy enough, brother.
No, it will not be to the head. How about the back of the head?
I don't know. Maybe the buttocks, man. I mean, I have a large bottom. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, maybe it will, brother. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
A little bit of padding there. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Maybe I'll get like multiple guitars. What I really want to do is get a damn electric guitar and just make this shit official.
You get like the roster of the strongman competition with guitars and just line them up.
Yeah, we can make that one of the events, like who can lay you out the hardest. Like, you know, they push the big balls, they do all that big stuff. One of the events will be like, who can swing the hardest guitar? Here's our volunteer right here.
Yeah, I need to up my life insurance, so maybe an extra policy before we do all this, brother.
Definitely, dude. So let's hop on into the news, man. I'm sure people are tired of hearing our antics about the guitars, but yeah, give us a subscribe out there, folks. And first story of the day we're going to touch on, brothers, a little bit of AEW news. Did you hear what Kenny Omega had to say, like about the difference between AEW and WCW recently?
No, I didn't, but I would love to hear it, brother.
Well, here's what he said. He's quoted. This article is courtesy of WrestlingInc.com. You can pull it up yourself. And, yeah, it says, I think the difference between ourselves and WCW, for example, is that we're not looking to compete with WWE, Omega explained. At least a big handful of us aren't. What do you think about that?
I don't know if I believe it. No matter what they're saying, even, we covered this a while back, even Khan saying how much Vince is a hero to. This is still going to have a war feel to it, man, because Vince is probably going to make it that way. Look what he's did with Jericho already. He's supposedly banned from WWE.
Yeah, dude, well said. I think that this is like a battle is brewing. It's almost like when a real war breaks out between two countries. Like they try to play it cool and like all politically correct on like the news front. You know what I mean? But behind the scenes, everyone's scrambling and like loading rifles and like stockpiling ammunition and supplies and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Vince has been around a long time. He can spot some competition coming in. And I guarantee you he's already realized this is real competition coming down the pipe here.
Yeah, it sure is, brothers. And speaking of competition, evidently a big WWE star was injured Monday night during competition. Did you hear about that?
No, who got injured, brother?
All right, well, Rey Mysterio, and I know you don't like Baron Corbin as it is, so this will give you a little more fuel for your fire. Evidently, Rey Mysterio injured his ankle during the match against Baron Corbin on Monday night and was unable to participate in SmackDown last night. He was supposed to have a match against Andrade.
That no good son of a... I say about that Brian Snorben or Corbin, whatever the hell they call him, man. Yeah, you're right. More fuel for me to pull against him at WrestleMania. I'm still hoping Cena's going to pop up and maybe take care of this guy, man.
Yeah, Cena, like you said, though, he could show up and take care of Elias, but he could also show up and take care of Corbin. So I guess the door is open for Cena to kick somebody's ass. I hope it's not Elias, because I actually like Elias, dude.
Yeah, Elias is cool. Maybe the Honky Tonk Man will interrupt you. That could be comical.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, maybe it could be the Honky Tonk Man, brother. Did you hear speaking of like some craziness, I guess we should say, did you hear what The Miz had to say about the Cleveland Browns recently?
No, what's going on with that?
And I say it's craziness because the Browns hasn't won any, they haven't won anything in football in God knows how long, and no disrespect to any of the Browns fans, that's just how it is. Yeah, the WWE's The Miz on the Browns, and this is courtesy of NewJersey.com right here. Odell Beckham trade with the Giants. I honestly believe we are going to the Super Bowl. That's what The Miz had to say about the Browns.
Well, it's cool that he's optimistic, and I'm not really a Browns fan, but they made it that far. If they made it that far, I'd probably pull for them. Ohio is our neighbor to the north.
Yeah, it's our neighbor to the north, dude, and I understand that the Browns have acquired a lot of talent this offseason, dude, between the running backs, and now they've got a stocked receiver core, and they had, of course, Baker Mayfield last year. But the Browns ain't going nowhere anytime soon, brother. They're not going to the Super Bowl. I think Vegas right now, and I was looking at this recently, has them projected to win 9 games next year. So, they might eke into the playoffs next year. I just honestly don't see the Browns making the Super Bowl. So, keep on wishing there, Mr. Miz.
Yeah, anybody that is a fan of Cleveland sports, if you ever checked out the documentary Believe Land, it's really good. I was watching it the other day.
Oh, I will check it out, though, brother. Actually, I think, you know what, I have, is it an ESPN documentary?
I believe it was a 30 for 30. A lot of it, they do cover the Browns and the Cavaliers and Indians.
I have seen that. It's been some years, I believe, now that I think about it, and it just kind of covers the history of Cleveland and like how the fans are still fans throughout all the losing, basically, and like how they can handle it. That's kind of what it's about.
Yeah, very well done documentary. If anybody hears this, might want to check that out.
Okay, well, thank you for plugging that, dude. No one would ever plug our show, dude. You know what I mean? Like, recently I had this guy, he was, I was trying to ask him about our show, dude, and yeah, dude, evidently he had some thoughts. This guy just came up to me, and here's what he had to say to me. I'm going to hop right into this segment for today, dude. Here's our random person's thought on our show for today. You ready? Here we go, brother.
Hopefully, you'll be coming out of your coma. And guess what? I'll split your fucking head open again. Because I'm fucking stupid. I don't give a fuck about jail. That's my business.
Yeah. So, and this is what he said. If I don't cancel the podcast, this is what's going to happen, brother.
Well, we're going to have to find that guy, man. And,
yeah, well, no, I was wanting to say this on the... I just want to get this on the record on the air today, dude. We're in a bad way with some even worse people. So if we come up missing, that's like... If we come up missing... Man, no,
all hell's broken loose.
Lots more to hop into today, brother. We got a lot more to hop into today. But before we do you want to hop off? And we got to take a quick commercial break, unfortunately. But we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. Is that right, baby?
That's right. That's right.
All right, we will be right back. Hey, this is the champ, Rocky Balboa. Come check me out at my new house of music at the corner of 4th and Cedar in Philadelphia. We got 6 strings, 6 shooters, something for the wife, something for the kids. Check us out. It's Honky Tonk Man and Rocky Balboa's House of Music. You tell them, Honk.
If you need a certain somebody hit over the head with a guitar, you come check out me and Balboa for all your guitar smashing needs, baby.
That's right, the corner of 4th and Cedar in Philadelphia. Come see us, baby. We're back! Yeah, baby. How'd you like the commercial, brother?
I enjoyed it, man. I really enjoyed it. Had fun.
It's always fun, man. Especially when you got like Rocky and Honky Tonk Man in the same place at the same time, at the same music shop.
I mean, we're moving up. We're doing big things. Big things on the horizon.
I don't necessarily know if we're moving up because, like I said, we're paying these people to do these ads. I don't even know how the hell that works. Actually, next week I'm looking to get a hold of a good lawyer, brother, for our show.
We're losing money, brother.
That's all right. That's all right. Making things happen, baby. So speaking of making things happen, let's hop into this real quick. Evidently, Dean Ambrose is still playing this making it happen on his own angle here. And after Raw went off the air the other night, did you hear that Ambrose kind of came out and did like a farewell bow and kind of exited stage left?
Yeah, I did see that, man. He might really be on his way out, Dave. I'm kind of 50-50 on it again.
Yeah, who knows? It could be an angle. It could be a work. Have you ever seen WWE play up somebody leaving so much as this, though? Have you ever seen that?
It's
like,
been a
honestly,
while. I remember back when Bret Hart was rumored to leave. They mentioned it a few times, but nothing like this.
They never worked it into an angle, and they well,
no, it's like it's every other day you're hearing something about Ambrose. Is he leaving? Is he staying?
And the commentary saying it too. That's what's got me just so sold on this just being a work. And like you said, he came out, kind of gave like a curtain call, like a farewell, like a bow, you know. And I just don't see him going anywhere, dude. I don't see how that. I don't know why they would give him so much attention if he's leaving. Do you know what I mean? Like Vince is when someone's leaving, like for the most part, like Vince, like for example, and then I could be wrong on this, like the rumor about Anderson and Gallows. Like, those guys have basically just been pulled from programming, and when they're put on, they're getting buried. Ambrose did lose a few matches, but Ambrose has also won a few matches since it's been announced that he's leaving. So I just totally don't understand what's going on there with that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Time's going to tell. You know, I'm back to 50-50, man. They're doing a good job with it, because I'm not sure. I know you think it's all work for sure, but even you said who knows, so.
Yeah, I still no, I didn't say who knows. I still think I'm going to stand by my guns, brother. I still think it's all a work. I just haven't ever seen them devote so much attention to somebody that's leaving and to the fact that they're leaving. Like, they keep pointing out, oh, this could be Ambrose's last match with us here tonight. You guys better tell him goodbye. You know what I mean? Like, they just like, it's not like a basketball coach retiring or like Kobe Bryant's farewell tour. In like wrestling, when someone could be leaving to go to the competition, you don't like talk them up anymore. You bury them. Damn it. You know, that's how it works.
Yeah, there ain't gonna be no trading of the wrestling boots every night or nothing like that.
Yeah, dude, I just don't, like I said, that's what has me totally sold on the fact that Dean Ambrose will remain with WWE. And if he's not, dude, maybe I'll take the guitar shot instead of you, you know, we'll see.
That's what needs to happen, I think, brother.
You never know, brother. Yeah, so,
we'll have to get the Cleveland Browns football team to lay you out with these guitars.
Oh, maybe. Lord. Yeah, just, man, yeah, they've got a couple of defensive ends I don't want no part of. On that note, brother. And they might agree to do it now that I said they're not making the Super Bowl next year either, too. I think that'd be a pretty easy.
That's what I'm saying, brother. We're going to have to get a hold of these guys.
Pretty easy sell for you, brother. Yeah, so, before we hop into SmackDown review from last night, I guess that's what we're going to kind of close the show with, our thoughts on SmackDown and Kofi Mania finally being booked. And, yeah, everything's kind of, you know, falling into place here for Sunday. And before we touch on that, dude, do you want to go ahead and play your favorite segment of the day and my favorite segment of the day?
Let's get it in, baby.
All right, we call this one Random Wrestling Knowledge with Clyde. Are you ready, brother?
Let's get it.
Audience, feel free to play along at home. Every day we ask Clyde 3 wrestling-related questions, and they're coming from out of nowhere. And, yeah, usually he does pretty good on this. So let's go ahead and hit him with it. You ready, brother?
Let's do it, brother.
All right, we're gonna head this route with it since this weekend's a big weekend for this tag team for you, and I know you're a huge fan of them. So this is the route we're going today, brother. Here it comes. Question number 1: What year did the Hart Foundation originate in the World Wrestling Federation? What year did they originate?
I'm gonna guess 1984, and that's my final answer.
All right, Mr. Producer Man, show me 1984. Oh. No, man. You know, dude, I thought you're supposed to be the biggest Hart Foundation mark in the world, brother.
I'm sure somebody out there's got me beat, but I do love
it. It was 1985.
That was close.
Okay, question number 2, coming at you, baby, coming at you. Who was the original members of the Hart Foundation?
Let's see. Bret the Hitman Hart, Jim the Anvil, and Jimmy Hart, Mouth of the South. Final answer.
All right, Mr. Producer Man. Yeah, brother. All right. 1 for 2, brother. 1 for 2. The cream rises to the top, brother. The cream.
Oh, Carlito.
Yeah, not bad there, brother. You ready for question number 3? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So later, after the Hart Foundation had like a nice little run in 85, you know, they had a run for a long time. In 1997, the Hart Foundation was and, you know, sometimes they call this the New Hart Foundation, you know, in 1997, but it was like reformed. And I'd like to know, who was the members of this second generation of the Hart Foundation? Who was the members?
That's easy peasy, baby. Bret the Hitman Hart, Owen Hart, Jim the Anvil, the Loose Cannon Brian Pillman, and the British Bulldog, baby.
Mr. Producer Man, is he right? Good one, brother. Good one, brother. Look at you, man. 2 for 3 today. You've really been kicking ass on this game lately here, man. I feel like you're like
I feel like you threw me a lob on the last one. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I did. We was on a fast break, dude. I was like Gary Payton, and you was like Sean Kemp, just crushing down the lane, rim running, brother. And I had to hit you on that one.
I was hoping you was going to ask, like, which color did the Heart Foundation get popular?
Yes. Which one was it? Yes. You'd be like, hold on, I need more time, audience. I need more time. And you'd be like, try to use like a 50-50 or phone a friend on that one, I bet, dude.
Was it 80s hot pink?
Yeah, man. So I was gonna say you're almost like the McLovin of the wrestling world, dude. It's like it's hard to hate you, brother. You know, your knowledge is so vast. You know, you're like an odd ass character, dude, but everybody just loves you to death, dude. So
you gotta see my private messages, man.
Man, so let's go ahead and close this out today, dude. Let's go ahead and hop into. Actually, before we do, dude, before we close this out today with the SmackDown news, I know you guys are dying to hear what happened on SmackDown last night. But before we do, let's just have a quick little relaxing 7-8 seconds of our good friend Ric Flair.
Jet airplane, and I got a limousine sitting out there a mile long with 25 women just dying for me to go. Woo!
Woo! I love that, dude. Ric Flair segment of the day. All right, let's hop on into SmackDown now. Enough of the BSing around. This is what the people came for. Let's give it to them, damn it. It started off with the Kevin Owens show when Randy Orton and AJ Styles was guests on that segment. And what did you think about that?
I enjoyed it. I like the realism. You know, I feel like these guys are trying to shoot on each other a little bit. Pretty wild that AJ brought up the failed drug test. I was like, man, they're really bringing up some stuff here.
I love it, man. And it's kind of like what Ronnie was saying the other day on the show, and it's very true in wrestling, and I'll say this in wrestling. Anytime there's anything real, you can add an element of realness to an angle. I mean, the heat is just so monstrous, dude. I'm more invested in this angle than I am in the Universal title match.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm looking forward to it. I look for AJ to catch the win.
Well, last night
he re-signed to lose.
Yeah, he just re-signed, and also, but last night he did catch an RKO out of nowhere. And it generally seems to me, and I could be wrong, it almost seems like whoever gets beat down on the final segment before the pay-per-view match generally wins the pay-per-view match.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're right about that. They want Randy to look good last night, and I think at Mania, AJ's be the one with his hand raised.
Yeah, because and you know they've kind of taken the title off AJ. He hasn't been wrestling as much, which is good because you don't want AJ to lose any matches, or many matches at least, unless it's a huge pay-per-view match or something like that. So they've kind of done good, kind of like letting AJ rest a little here, letting him cool off just a little bit. And I'm pretty sure here in the near future he'll be right back in the championship picture, you know.
Yeah, I tell you what I want to see is Kofi versus Daniel versus AJ. Could be one of the greatest matches ever.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you know what? Just book that.
Give them time.
Give them an hour. Give them an hour, dude. Oh my goodness.
Exactly. They give them an hour, we might be talking about it as one of the greatest matches of all time. If they could give them an hour.
We'd be talking about that just like we talk about the Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels Iron Man match to this day, I think, brother.
Yeah, it would be something special. Give them that time and let them do the thing, man.
And so after that segment, which I really enjoyed, I thought it was a great way to kick the show off, and having pretty much three of the three biggest stars on the show, three of the five biggest stars on the show out there at once. It's crazy how big the SmackDown stars are right now. I mean, after that we had the Usos and Aleister Black and Ricochet versus the Bar, Rusev, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Is that right?
Yeah, that was a nice little, it wasn't a very good match, but it was solid, man.
What's up with Shinsuke's new outfit, man? He's looking like a Fandango's tag team partner.
Yeah. I think he's one of the guys. He'll probably go back to Japan, man. I think he's on his way out the door.
So, did you enjoy the match though? And can you kind of like run down any highlights of the match? Any takeaways?
Yeah, I just thought it was a good, solid match, man. There wasn't nothing really that stood out to me. It just seemed like more build up for the payoff at WrestleMania.
Yeah, and the Usos ended up getting the tag, right? Jimmy got the hot tag, and they put the what they call the double super kick to Rusev, and then they set up the finish. Ain't that right? And then after the win though, Alexa Bliss came out and announced the Usos will defend against Black and Ricochet at WrestleMania. Is that right?
I think she mentioned that it would be all the tag.
Oh, Nakamura and Rusev and the Bar. Yeah, fatal 4-way match at WrestleMania, brother. That's what we're heading towards, right? So
yeah,
So Black and Ricochet is, I guess, fortunately not going to be working a match against the Revival at WrestleMania.
No, it doesn't look like it. I was kind of hoping for that.
Well, I wasn't, dude. I've seen that match like 8 times already, you know.
We'll agree to disagree there.
I guess we will, damn it. Yeah, I guess we will, brother. I'm coming over there with the guitar now. You know what? I was going to go. I know it's spring break. I've got some plans with my son this afternoon, but I could put those on hold and go ahead and get a couple of guitars and a drum kit and roll on over.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will perfect plex you through a window, brother.
That sounds good. Hopefully it's not the one that Angle tried to put Shane through. Hopefully it's just any window but that one.
Oh, man, that was nasty. That was nasty for a shoot right there.
Yeah, it was. Okay, let's keep rolling along with the show here, though, brother. The Iconics came out and addressed WrestleMania next. Is that right?
Yeah, that was really cool. It's always nice to see them. I'm hoping they'd leave with them tag team belts, man. I'd like to see it because they're really good heels, man. They're annoying as hell, so they're doing their job.
They always sound like they're squealing and crying, like when they're getting beat up. They're like, this is what I think of when I think of the Iconics. Almost like how, like on Charlie Brown, how like you would hear the parents talk. That's how I hear. That's what I hear.
When I'm watching them on TV, man, I don't know if you ever get the feeling. I almost like can feel the crowd being irritated by them.
Oh yeah, you can, dude. They're not bad. They're not bad at what they do. They do a good job of doing what they do. I'm just not a huge fan of the Iconics. But are you more of like a Peyton Royce or a Billy Kay guy?
I like them both, man. I'm a huge fan of. The next time you talk about the Iconics like that, I'm coming for you.
That's what I want to see. I want some real heat on here, damn it. You come on over here. We'll break out the camera and talk about getting some subscribers real quick. Just make sure you film it. Whatever you do, make sure you film it, brother. Yeah, so after the Iconics segment, the Iconic segment, we had a 3-on-1 handicap, and it was the Miz versus Sanity. Is that right?
Yeah, they did a number on the Miz, man, but he ended up getting the win.
And so, what do you think about like this Miz and McMahon match? Like, do you think it's going to deliver?
Yeah, I do. I just hope Shane don't get hurt, man. He's always got to, he's going to do something crazy that he doesn't necessarily need to be doing.
Yeah, well said. And the Miz came out looking so strong last night. They did a good job, kind of like writing the final chapter before the climax of this battle. You know.
Yeah, it seems like the Miz is finally going to get a chance to be the babyface here. It should be interesting moving forward.
Man, SmackDown has all the stars, dude. They got The Miz, they got AJ, they got Randy Orton, they got Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, Becky Lynch, right?
Yeah, I'm a Team Blue guy, man. I mean, I watch Raw, but Team Blue all the way.
I mean, a guy can be on Raw, for example, like Jinder Mahal, and then go to SmackDown and become champion and become a star. You know, it's just crazy. Like, SmackDown literally does. It's the place where the stars go to play, baby.
Yeah, it's had that reputation. Seemed like it started back in the day when Paul Heyman was booked in SmackDown.
And so after that, we had a Becky Lynch promo. What did you think about the man's promo here just hours before WrestleMania? What did you think about her last appeal to the universe, baby?
I enjoyed it. I like how she went out and talked to the crowd instead of Corey. I liked it, man. It was a nice hurrah, right before WrestleMania, get everybody that final push to the big show.
And after that, we had something that was pretty cool. We had an 18-person mixed tag team match. And did you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I liked the match. The two things that stuck out to me was big, what do they call him, the Dozer?
Yeah, I love that guy, dude.
Chris Farley is a wrestler, man. He's pulling off, they call it the Caterpillar when he does, and I'm not sure why, but maybe because when Scotty Too Hottie did it, I think it was the Worm. But I love that. Another thing that stuck out was Nikki Cross, man. I really think she's underrated. And then I was watching her jumping on Shelton Benjamin's back, man. I was getting a good laugh out of that. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, really entertaining segment, dude. Well said on that. And another quick takeaway from that match was the fact that we actually saw EC3 return to television programming. So maybe he's starting to kind of slide out of the doghouse. Like, he might be locked in the cage now, but he's not, like, locked in the doghouse, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that guy, man. Not really a big fan, but
not a big fan either. But it just seemed like like a matter of like 6, 8, 10 weeks ago, they was getting ready to put a rocket on this guy, and like something happened. It just malfunctioned, or something went wrong, baby. Train came off the tracks, baby.
Yeah, he got that win against Ambrose, and we haven't seen really too much since then.
And so after that, we had Ali versus Samoa Joe. What did you think about that segment? And I think Joe came out looking pretty strong there because Ali, man, he's one of the more, we were talking about SmackDown a minute ago, building stars, and he's another one right there, baby. And it was a good way to kind of make Joe look a little stronger here leading up to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I like you said, I like this, they're making Samoa Joe look strong going into WrestleMania because he deserves it, and I'll second that with Ali, man. If he was going to put some stock into a wrestler, he would be one of them. I think they got some big plans for him, hopefully here in the future.
Yeah, hopefully they do, brother. Well said. And then they closed the show out, dude, with what the biggest segment, and this is the the biggest segment of the last few months for since Elimination Chamber easily. When they had to finally sign the championship match contract, Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan, in what was really a magical moment. And you got any thoughts on that, brother?
Oh, I loved it. I like how they started with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan cut the perfect heel promo, and then Kofi delivered the best promo I've ever seen him do, and got me really even more excited for Kofi Mania. If you watch the promo back, I watched it a few times. It was so good. You can see Xavier and Biggie. They're like, man, this is the Kofi we need. It was like they was hyped too. The crowd was invested. I really hope he leaves with the title. The dude deserves it. He's one of the hardest workers in the history of WWE.
Well said, dude. And for I'm going to say this too. And WWE catches a lot of crap for their programming and for their sometimes for the way they do things. But for as much shit as they catch, man, you got to give them some props on this segment, dude. A++. Well done. I mean, well played. They've got me totally invested in this. I can't wait to see the match. I know it's probably going to be the match before the main event, I'm going to assume. And if it is, I'm going to be on my feet the whole time, dude. I'm sure you're going to be over here watching it with me, brother, and I just can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I'm ready for Kofi Mania.
Kofi Mania, brother. Well said. Yeah, can't wait to see this match, this angle. Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan's definitely one of my favorite stars. Kofi Kingston, the hottest guy in the industry right now and the most deserving superstar on the roster. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah, I'll second that, man. Second and third and fourth, brother.
Ooh, yeah, brother. And speaking of second and third and fourth, and we're getting ready to run over on the damn show and running out of time, do you want to go ahead and put a bow on today's episode, brother?
Yes, sir. Anybody listening to us, if you enjoyed us, let us know. Hit the subscribe button. Leave some comments. Let a friend know. If you didn't like us, hit us with the King Kong Bundy Splash for the 5 count, and we're going to share this podcast on our Facebook affiliate pages. Bliss Army, the Becky Lynch Mob, Hitman Hart Fan Club, Kofi Kingston Club, I Heart Pro Wrestling, Carlitos Caribbean Cool Fan Club, Wrestling is Our Passion, Wrestling Unleashed, All Access Indie Wrestling, WWF LJ and Maniac, All Elite Wrestling, all capitals. Let's Get Rowdy with It, Wicked Thoughts, and WWE Retro Figure Fan Club. Check us out there and get all the latest news about these retros, which I love them, baby. I'm addicted to retro figures.
Okay, that's enough, damn it. Yeah, I appreciate you having that list ready every day because I know you don't do a damn bit of preparation for the rest of the show, but you do have the list ready at the end of the show, and for you having that ready, brother, you just made my list, so thank you very much. And yeah, guys, if you like us out there, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, put us over. If you don't like us, let us know. We'll do a job for you on your show. That's the way we roll right here on this podcast, and having said that, we will catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah.